mistake. I was supposed to wear a hoodie because my hair is a bit chaotic, so I have to like pat it down and do the. Once you wear a hoodie, it just messes up the whole thing. Now it's like parts of it are sticking out, and then you have to pat it down again. It's a process. I'm gonna have to have a patient wife, to be honest with you. She's gonna have to be quite a patient individual, because sometimes I look at the mess I make in the bathroom. I'm like, I'll try to get it together, of course. I'll try. But yeah, hopefully she's very patient with me. We'll see. By the way, I wrote a poetry book. 40 love poems. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. And the link is in the description. It's $1. Greatly appreciate anyone who checks that out. Anyone who checks that out, thank you, thank you, thank you. The link is in the description. Leave me 5 stars. 5-star rating, please. Really appreciate that. So yesterday I finished the reality show, and I promised I would let you know what happened. It's actually a very interesting finale. Let's start with Luca and Yoshi. You have to watch yesterday's video to get context, but Luca and Yoshi ended up together, which I thought was a mistake. I was like, y'all shouldn't get together, man. You fight over the smallest things. I don't see this relationship working. I don't see it going the distance. But yeah, they talked it out, and it was revealed that the night before, Yoshi gave a speech in front of everyone, just saying like, Luca, I love you. Then he started crying. I was like, okay. And I guess that touched her. She was like, oh, he's crying for me. And then she decided, you know what, I think I love him. I'm gonna give this relationship a chance. How they did it was, the girl would sit at a bus stop, and then the guy would come in a bus and then step outside of the bus and say what he needs to say, and then ask it, can you please get on the bus with me? And then if she says yes, they get on the bus together. If she says no, then one person stays behind. So she said yes, and they got on the bus together and left. Those are crazy situations. So there was this girl, Arisa, who had to pick between the romantic businessman and the actor model guy, if you remember. The romantic businessman's name is Daiki, and the actor model guy is Kyohei. Yeah. So Daiki is more put together, a bit more stoic, not as emotional as Kyohei, and is a lot more romantic and thoughtful. But Kyohei is Arisa's ex. They have history together, and he's tall, he's handsome, he's this, he's that. He does have some redeeming qualities. He's very emotional, though. Like, he doesn't have his emotions under control. So that was the issue. So she was like, I'm not, Kyohei, I'm not trying to do this with you, because every time, like, we never know with you. There could be an outburst at any moment. You could start acting up. And it's a bit much for me. So she preferred Daiki, who he's got multiple businesses, seems to be doing very well for himself financially. He can take care of her, and he's romantic, and he's good looking, and all this sort of stuff. So he seemed like a better option. But she was of two minds, because Kyohei really does love her, right? Really, really, really is showing that, and she was moved by how deeply in love he was with her. He just refused to quit. He was like, I can't, you're the only woman for me. I can't do this about you. I guess that was working on her. She was like, oh man. So she wasn't sure who to pick. So what the show did, which I thought was pretty devious, remember the whole bus stop situation where the girl sits at the bus stop and then the guy comes in the bus, and then if she agrees to be in a relationship, they leave on the bus together. If she disagrees, then one person stays behind. So what happened with that love triangle is Arista was waiting at the bus stop and they had Daiki and Kyohei come at the same time. So each of them would step outside of the bus, one at a time, talk to Arisa, go back in the bus, and then wait for her to pick which bus she's going to walk towards. And that would be her answer, essentially. Which I thought was cruel, because I was like, damn. Like, you have to watch her walk towards the other bus and just leave. And that's the answer you get. I don't know if she communicates with the person off camera that she rejects, but it seems like that you make your confession, and then you just go back onto the bus and wait for her response. And her response in that scenario would have been just walking towards the bus that she chooses, and the other person just has to, that's it, bye. I thought that was cruel. So Kyohei makes his confession, gives her a rose, and then goes to wait in the bus. And then Daiki makes his confession, gives her like a letter, goes back to his bus. So she's sitting really thinking, she's looking at each bus, and then she chooses Daiki's bus and walks in there, and then the buses drive past. It was so like, because the buses drove past each other, and Arisa like quickly looked inside Kyohei's bus and then looked down. You could see like, oh. And then it showed the camera on Kyohei as he was riding in the bus alone, and he just started crying. Of course, this guy loves crying. He was breaking down. I felt bad for him. I'm like, damn, because he really, really loves her. Really loves. So I was like, man, that has to hurt. That has to hurt bad. Oh, I can't imagine. Can't imagine, dude. That has to hurt, because it's not a normal. It's not a normal circumstance if you think about it, because usually when you're dealing with breakups and exes and stuff, you don't watch your ex pick someone else in front of you. You don't watch her fall in love with someone else right in front of you. Usually she'll tell you, I fell in love with someone else, and you don't know who he is. You've never met this guy. Usually you've never met this guy. Even if you have met him, he's not right there in front of you, and like you're seeing her make the decision in front of you, So that's a very unique circumstance for him to be in. And the way the show set it up, where the buses are there at the same time, and she has to pick which bus she's walking to. I was like, this is painful. So I was like, this is very cool. So I understand entertainment. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they signed up for it, I guess. But part of me was just feeling very bad for the homie. I was like, damn, bro. But I felt like she ultimately made the right choice. I like this typing setup because you can hear the typing on both sides, on this side and this side. Sounds very nice. And then Masashi and Eri, which is Masashi's ex, they got back together, which was surprising because everyone thought Masashi was gonna pick Ami. But I guess the more time he spent with Eri, which was his ex, the more he started to realize what he liked about her, and yeah, they got back together. And then Ami got back together with her ex, which is Kohe, which is not to be confused with Kyohe. There's Kyohe and then there's Kohe. So Kohe comes and confesses his feelings, and, gives his little speech. And his goal was to win her back because she'd kind of moved on. She was like, I'm onto new things. I'm talking to Masashi. I kind of like him. I can see a future with him. Yada yada yada. But then, yeah. So basically, Kohe's mission was to win her over. So he was nervous. He was like, no, please take me back. Basically, no, he didn't look desperate. He was very poised and classy in the way he delivered his message. But then what surprised him was like she had written him a letter, and she basically confessed her feelings for him as well. It's like, you know what, like I'm really into the person you've become, and I'm looking forward to this relationship. Yada 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 yada. He said something profound, which was, I don't want us to get back together. I want us to start a new relationship. So it's like it's not going to be like it was last time. Like this, we're starting from scratch. I've changed. I'm a new man, and I've got new things to offer, which was smooth. So yeah, they go back together. Mai, which is the girl that wears the baggy clothes, she left alone. And so Kyohe and Mai left alone. Those two left alone. I think I got everyone. Am I leaving someone out? I think that's everyone. Now, I was wondering, like, okay, I wonder, because this was released in 2023, but it was probably, I don't know when it was shot. Maybe early 2023. Who knows? Who knows when they shot that? But maybe 2022. I was wondering, are these people still together? I don't know. So I looked them up on Instagram, and I found them. I found all of them. Interestingly enough, only two of the couples that left as couples remained as couples. So Masashi and Eri are still together to this day, and Ami and Kohe are married now, which is crazy. I was like, wow. They genuinely seem like there's actually like they work very well together, and they're actually in love. Yeah, you got the sense that they're all in love. Now Luca and then Yoshi, I knew that those guys were not going to stay together, and they didn't. Well, I don't know if that for a fact, but they're not following each other on Instagram because the group as a whole still follows each other on Instagram. I checked. I was doing some deep diving, investigative work, right? And I was like, okay, who still follows who? And they still follow each other as a group overall, but there's some people that don't follow each other. So Daiki does not follow Arisa, which was surprising because he's this romantic businessman, seems to have it together, and da 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 da. Da. And Arisa seemed like super into him, but I guess something happened. They're not together anymore. I do have my suspicions of what might have happened. You never know because you don't know these people. But I went on his Instagram and he's always posting pictures of himself working, like literally no matter where he is. It's actually like he'll post a picture of him like standing at the beach with his laptop. He posts a picture of him standing in some random abandoned warehouse with his laptop. Like just random places where people usually relax with his laptop. I think it's stylistic, it's done on purpose. But I think the point he's trying to make, there was actually one post where he said, "Is there anything in life besides work?" And I was like, "What?" So because maybe Mai was onto something. Because one thing I criticized Mai about was that she was saying she'd said during the show to Daiki, like, "I miss the person you were. Like, you're so focused on work." And when she said some departing words, she said, like, "Don't work too much, yada yada yada." She'd given him warnings about work, and I thought she was just I thought she was being jealous or like whatever. But maybe she was onto something, because perhaps the reason why, oh my god, it's like a random baby just yelling outside. Perhaps the reason why they broke up was because he was too dedicated to work. So that's an interesting twist. Yeah, I don't think those two are together anymore. They do not follow each other. No pictures of each other on their Instagrams. You never know, but yeah, I think those two are broke. Also, further evidence I think they're broken up is because, interestingly enough, so Kyohei, the guy that she basically dumped in favor of Daiki, it seems they're together again because they follow each other on Instagram and they're posting. So she posted pictures of herself at Disneyland in Japan, I believe, and he posted pictures. So someone is taking a picture of her in Disneyland. On his Instagram, he also posted pictures at Disneyland, and it was on the same day. If you can check the dates on the post. I was like, did these two get back together? Oh my gosh. I don't see any pictures of them together, but that the fact that she's not following Daiki, but she's following that guy, and they have pictures of being of each other. They both have pictures being at Disneyland on the same day. I'm like, man, these guys got back together. Hey, I could be wrong, but something else I'm thinking about. A possibility of what happened between Daiki and Arisa. She didn't just leave Daiki and then go about her business. It seems like she left Daiki for Kyohei, her ex. So maybe they broke up because Daiki was too committed to work, but it's possible that she changed her mind and was like, "No, I actually want to be with Kyohei instead," and she left him for Kyohei. That's a possibility. And then he just leaned more into his work. Or he's just, he's always just been posting, because I might be reading too much into it. Maybe he just posts, he doesn't know what else to post on Instagram. He's just that kind of guy. But he's not actually like overcommitted to work or anything like that. So you never know what happened. It's all speculation. I could be way off about all of it. But that's another possibility. It's like she just left him for her ex. She realized, I still like you, and she went with him instead, which would be terrible because she's playing with another man's feelings. It would have been better if she had left him at that bus when she had to pick which bus to go to. It would have been better if she just picked Kyohei and stuck with Kyohei instead of picking Daiki and just leaving him afterwards. If that's what happened, who knows what happened? But yeah. I was like, yeah. Yoshi and Luca, I think those two have split. I have a strong suspicion they've split. They don't follow each other. And there was a post like from relatively a while back he commented under that one, but then after that, so clearly he was following her, but he's not following her anymore. So I think something happened. I don't know. It's so weird these days how you kind of judge relationships. Do they follow each other on Instagram? You don't have to follow your significant other on Instagram, but people do like wonder what's going on when you don't. People are like, is there something going on? But yeah, I'm just piecing everything together. The fact that they're always fighting and I don't think these guys are together. And the fact that he was commenting on their posts, which shows that he was following her, he was seeing her stuff. He could have been just seeing her post without following her. Just he searches her on Instagram and goes on her account and finds a photo and comments on it. But why not just follow her? So I think he unfollowed her because they don't follow each other. Because everyone follows each other, right? Oh my god. Because everyone follows each other. But these couples that were they don't follow each other, which makes me think they broke up. Who else split? So Arisa and Kyohei got back together, it seems like. Luca and Yoshi split. Daiki and Arisa split. Hasashi and Eri are still together. Ami and Kohei are married, which is amazing. Mai is single. And who else is? Am I leaving anyone out? I think I got everyone. So let's count. Hasashi, Eri, that's 2. Ami, Kohei, that's 4. Kyohei and Arisa, that's 6. Daiki, Mai, that's 8. Luca and Yoshi, I think I didn't mention them already, right? That's 10. Yeah, I got everyone. Interesting show. I enjoyed it. It was very interesting to see how things worked out. The internet is so cool. You can follow up on them on their social media to check what happened with them. The internet is so cool sometimes. Sometimes not so cool, but it's cool that you can do that. You can just follow up on people and see how life is going. But everyone seems to be doing well with regards to their respective careers, though. Obviously, they're on this big show, which was also on Netflix and stuff, so I think that also helps their careers a lot. But I'm very happy for Ami and Kohei. They got married. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Kohei's a funny guy, too. He's very animated, like, interesting individual. What the hell? So yeah, one of the hosts of the show, once again, the hosts are like people it'll cut away from the action going on in the shared house where everything's happening. It'll cut to the studio where these hosts just provide commentary on what they're watching. They're watching like us. They watch like the audience and just provide commentary. They'll watch on a little screen and comment on what's happening. So one of the hosts, her name is Megumi. She's like, she looks like she's in her 40s, but she's hot. Oh my god. She's very attractive. So I googled her to see like what other projects she's done, because maybe she's been on other reality shows. Could be a good way to find a new reality show. I didn't find any reality shows, but I did find like this series she was part of called Hey Hansen. It's called Hey Hansen. And it's basically about this dad and his 3 daughters who are, they're just, their life is, they've all moved out and, they're doing their own thing, but life has forced them to come back home and then regroup and restructure, figure things out, right? So it's just following the saga there. It's like a comedy, but it's very interesting. And Megumi plays the man's wife, but bro, she's a good actor because the character she plays on that show is so different from like what she presents herself as a host. And as a host, I guess your job is to kind of be yourself, and the person she presents herself as a host is very different from the person she presents herself as in that show, in that series. I was very impressed. Oh, yeah, she's very attractive. But I'm enjoying the show though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Google all the hosts and see what projects they've been part of it, and check them out. Hopefully I'll find some gems. I'm really enjoying Hey Handsome right now. It's very funny. Japanese humor is very unique. K-dramas have their own sense of humor, which is also very funny. And there's similarities between K-dramas and J-dramas, but the Japanese have their own flavor, which I like. I like the Korean one as well. I'm not sure which I like more between J-dramas and K-dramas, because I watch some great K-dramas, but I feel like J-dramas are more... they don't have as many... Like, the Japanese drama scene doesn't have as much volume, so there are a lot more K-dramas than there are J-dramas. They pump out K-dramas like hotcakes in Korea, but the issue with that is it becomes formulaic, so you can start to notice a lot of similarities between them. For example, there's always some sort of weird love triangle. She has to pick between these two guys, and it gets boring. It gets annoying, rather. Like, sometimes you just want to see, like, okay, sometimes you just get tired of the whole love triangle situation. This guy has to fight for this girl's love and whatnot. It was cute the first time, maybe the second time, but then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you start to notice that they're all kind of like that with the love triangle angle. You start to get a bit tired of it. And then these other little tropes that they have. It's like the studios that make these things. Like they have like a list of a list of boxes you have to check, otherwise they won't approve your series for production. Like if there's no love triangle, and if there isn't this and if there isn't that, then we're not approving it. That's what it feels like. With J dramas, there's more variety. You don't see as much of that. So I'm not sure which side I lean towards more, because there's still some very decent K dramas. I will say the one issue I take, the one very serious issue with J dramas is a lot of them are set in high school. So it's like, I'm not trying to watch some. It's like so many of them are set in high school. That might be the case with K dramas as well. It's like, I'm not trying to, you watch one and you enjoy that one, but then it's like so many of them. It's like, what's this obsession with the high school love story? It's like, I want to see like adults. Like I watched one, it's very old though, Kekkon Dekenai Otoko or something like that. Let me Google the name. Yeah, Kekkon Dekenai Otoko. The Man Who Can't Get Married is what it's called. It's like 2006 is when it came out. It's a very good show. Very good show. And it's about, this guy in his late 30s, maybe early 40s, who falls in love with a woman he's 40 years old. It says he's 40 years old in the show. And he falls in love with a woman who's a similar age as him. She's like a doctor. And he keeps visiting her because he's always got issues. And eventually he just visits her for no reason. He just comes by. He's like, I just came for... He makes up some problem he's got just so she can check on him. And, they develop a relationship. And it's a comedy, but it's also, like, very romantic. And it's very, like, unique of a show. And it's shot well. And it's great. And it's unique because it's shot in 2006, so they're still using those old-ass phones. And I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I really enjoyed Kekkon Dekenai Otoko. But then, you fast forward and then all of a sudden everything's about high schoolers now. I mean, man. This was like a mature story about adults. Like adult love. And you want more of that, you want like more of those sort of stories. But for some reason, they're really leaning into like the high schooler stuff. I'm not a fan. With K dramas, you do get more of the adult narratives. For example, this I saw one about this city girl. You know, she's got a career in the city. She moves into a small town, and she's like a vet. No, she's a dentist. She was a dentist, and it was called Hometown Cha Cha Cha. I don't know if you've seen it. Let me know if you've seen it. It's very good. Very depressing parts of it. It's supposed to be this comedy, but towards the end, oh my god, dude, the drama was a bit much. But it's about this lady who's a dentist in a big city, and then I think she was a dentist in Seoul, Korea, South Korea, Seoul. She moves from Seoul to this very small town and becomes a dentist there. And she's a city girl. She's like, what the hell is all this small town nonsense? She's not used to it. She's very uppity, and everyone there's more laid back, and she struggles to adjust. She meets this guy there, and they have a very contentious relationship, but they start liking each other over time, and they come to appreciate each other, and they fall in love. It was a mature story, and not this high school nonsense. My high school sweetheart. So I feel like K dramas have more of that. Bro, the amount of J dramas set in high school is actually insane. It's like, bro, like, what's wrong with these people? It's kind of creepy. I'm being honest. The obsession with high school, like, move on, damn. High school's over, it's finished. Even with anime, I've noticed. With a lot of animes, the characters are always teenagers. Characters are always kids. It's like, why can't they be adults? Anime is for adults as well. It's not for anime is not exclusively for children. So they need to sort themselves out there. I don't know what's going on with those people, the people that make these shows. So K-dramas might get a slight edge, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I just haven't been looking in the right places, because now I'm finding, like I told you, I'm watching Hey Handsome, it's about a father and his grown-up daughters, and very mature story, but about real life shit. So maybe I haven't been looking in the right places. So I'll look at all these hosts from that reality show I was watching, and see. Okay, I think I should end the video there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Pray at the end of my videos. Dear Father God, thank you for this individual watching this right now. Thank you for making them whole. You can guide them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this person with wonderful people in their life who love them, take care of them, and bring the absolute best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this person with love and marriage, and sustaining that love and marriage, and making you very, very, very happy. Thank you for blessing this person with the spirit of gratitude, so they can give thanks for all the wonderful things in their life. And by giving thanks, they can find peace, contentment, and attractive all blessings. Let your presence be felt in this person's life, so they know that you're God, that you're real, that you love them, always going to be there for them. Good health, long life, and happiness over this person and everyone they care about. In your mind, and we pray. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen, 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 amen.